Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our broadcast. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is Thursday, the 13th day of November. And I like the ring to that. I like the Friday the 13th. No. Thursday, the 13th of November has a good ring to it. We hope that you guys are good and great. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, a very good morning to you. How Thursday treating y'all? How is the weather where you are? You know, it's so cold in some places. We're in the tropics and we're feeling it. You know, the folks saying in New York is the onset of the snow and the Christmas season. Lucky you. Lucky you. Some of you can say, what are we lucky about? The damn place cold. Virginia and Renella, Mandy and Rita, Alexis and all the other folks joining us. Gavin and Humi and French Toast and Sheila Boy Child, everybody. Good morning, folks. Good to have you on the live this morning. Lynette and Rita, John and Jane and Dolly. Good to have you, Donette, Bernice, and Don Walcott. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. You know, that's how we see it. You know, that's how we see it. We're on the live. Isn't that how we do it? That's how we say it. We're on the live. We're on the live. Right? We're on the live. Folks are telling us it's 29 degrees. All right. It's, yeah. It's about 29 degrees. 28, 29 degrees. Feels like 33. It's good weather where we are. Sending some of the warmth to you folks up north. Sending some of it. Fanning it your way. Fanning some of the warmth of north. Bernice Dotson, good to see you this morning. Good to see you, Bernice. And I don't know, there's a little flicker of light somewhere here. I don't know where it's coming from. And as well, obvious this is a flicker of light somewhere there. Grace Noel, good morning. Are we at the point yet where we see season's greetings? Are we at a point as yet where we say season's greetings? Are we at a point as yet? You know, believe it or not, can I beg for a cup of coffee? That's not what I want to be a believe it or not with, but let's start there. Believe it or not, I could do the cup of coffee. It's 28 degrees outside. That's what they tell us. Yep, 28 degrees outside. I'm seeing it bigger now. Good to have all of you on the live. Wherever you're joining us from this morning. All right. Marlon is on with us this morning. Good morning, Marlon. And all the other beautiful souls who are on with us and here with us and taking us through the paces. Good to have each and every one of you. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. You know, I'm so taken back by how time passes. So quietly, minding your own business and such and so forth. And you all amazed at that? And you all amazed at that? Well, I'm amazed at that. How quietly and unassumingly the thing passes sometimes when you're least looking. Because I know for a fact that you all didn't remember. But folks, I remembered, right? Today is 5 years. 5 years that we're here. Believe it or not. We mark it today. 5 years. I didn't feel like doing nothing this morning. I didn't feel like doing nothing this morning. 5 years. Right? 5 years. Maybe, where it is. Good to have so many of you on with us this morning. I'm trying to find my bearings. I'm looking for my glasses. It's right here. Looking for my glasses. Good to have you here, Rita and Diane Gravesandi, Audrey Fraser. And, while we know y'all are so excited with us, so excited you didn't even remember, you ever get a kind of excitement? You didn't even remember? We know some of y'all are excited like that, but we want y'all to do one better, right? Y'all know these are the times predominantly we use to raise finances to keep our program going. We can make a $150 today, $150. but every bit helps. You know how, right? Every bit counts. So we want y'all. We're checking for the link. That's what I'm trying to put my hands on. And if the other folks can find it faster than I can, well, y'all be my guests now. Yeah? Y'all be my guests. If y'all can locate it faster than I can, be our guest and share it with us. Some of y'all quick on your feet and y'all nimble like that. Please and thank you. Right? But thank you guys so much for being here with us. That's what I wanted to say. I see some folks sending us flowers. Thank you so much. That being said, too, I hear like something sparking. I feel like something sparking. All right. So, guys, you would see that link we're circulating there. It's a secure link. It is a Stripe that we use for that purpose. It will help us. We're hoping to be here for the next 5. But just like we did when we started, we ain't gonna have no big statements and 10 years gonna see us here. We'll be doing all this stuff and what's that, right? But we're gonna be here. I wanted to sleep in this morning. You've been up for 5 years. You ought to be a little tired, You're gonna be a little tired. Understand with us. Dorrit, how you folks are doing? I'm so happy for those of you. You've been here with us. Some of you joined in between. You heard about this loudmouth fella and you're coming and say, all right, I can touch on to this family for a little bit. Let me use Marlene's note here. Marlene says, good morning, Don, and the other Marlene, and Gwyneth, and Deborah, and Andrew, and Avril, and Glenford, and Gail, and Naomi, Laverne, and Lester, Forbes, and Medusa, and Forbes, and Gail, and Janet, and Vesta, and Rhonda, and Chinsing, Yolanda, and Gavin, and Denise, and Edward, and Lachman, and it's not my program partly. Good morning to all of you. But Kayla Andrews and Edward Gonzalez and all the other folks, Edward from the Bronx, good to have you all folks. 5 years. 5 years. There have been folks who've been doing it longer than us, but I'm going to be just grateful for 5 years. It's a start. You know how we say we're going, how we're going to do and look and all that. I'm thankful. All those folks who help us. Yeah, all those folks who help us to keep doing this. Y'all are the real G, man. Y'all are the real G. Y'all are the real G. Thank you so much, Deborah. All right. Beatrice, I'm here from the start. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, guys. Foundational members. You're a little above the others. Foundational members. VIPs. Good morning, folks. So much happening around us. So much happening around us. And we're just happy to have some folks to share with. Some folks like you are right? Like you guys, Sandra and Grace. And Grace, I hear too from the start. Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Right? And Sandra, how far I can tell them you from? You know, thanks to all the folks and who help us, you know. Thanks to all the folks who help us. This thing takes something, folks. This thing, it takes something, you know, it takes something. And I wanna say thanks to all the folks who help us. You know, for us to be in front, you got a couple of folks who are the back, you see. For us to be out front, you got a couple of folks who are the back. And I'm so grateful for all of them. Tomorrow we're going to be off. Tomorrow morning, that's why we insisted we have the show this morning. We could have been out with a little cake, stuck in a cupcake and blowing out a candle. But tomorrow morning is a very important meeting. We got to be at for 9 o'clock in the morning. And the meeting starts at 9, and we want to be there early. So forgive us for tomorrow. We're not going to be on tomorrow. I'm giving you all ample notice. Well, Beatrice said for all of you, she said, happy anniversary to all of us. Yeah. Raul Gulliver, we see you too, and Erwin and Diane. And Diane says, I've been here from the start. And Erwin, thank you, folks. My God. Y'all got to stick to itiveness to y'all. Y'all got to stick to itiveness to y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I from the little old school. Y'all know how. Y'all know how. When you commit, you commit. And I never commit unless I can see myself, you know, making a real impact. That is what it's about. You know, when I was younger, I signed up for so many things. So many groups wanted your attention. I was always young and dashing and so on. So people, you hear his story, and you always want, I was just young and dense, if anything else. Daft, you know. And so many things happening. You want to put your name to. You got some club and this and that. You're involved in 40 things, but you're not really involved in nothing. You just got your name on paper. Oh yes, I'm part of this and I'm part of that. And I know some young people who watching me. Some of y'all and I were in the same things. You know, you in the human rights club, you see Fred and Jane and Tom, right? You go in the Spanish club, it's the same people you run into. You're in the language society, it's the same set of people. You're in the youth group, something, and vote like a boss, it's the same set of people. Somebody like they're in everything, you know. But as I got older, I said, you know what? The aim is to be impactful. The aim is to be effective. And so once I sign up, and I've come to that stage in my life, I can say no. It's an art you got to develop, a maturity you come to. Some people said, oh, this, no. Sorry, I'd love to be part of it, but I just don't have the time to, you know, be impactful, to be effective. You understand me? When you get to start the stage in your life, it's not the hours you put in. It's how effective you are. And we got to change the whole work culture, you know. We got to change our whole work. We got a culture that says, you got to come put in 8 hours. Somebody breathing down your shoulder. Why you sit down? Look busy. But if you could come and you could be effective in 3 hours, you know. But people stretch out the thing. I want to put in 8 hours, all right. You stretching out the thing. What could take you 5 minutes, this whole day. You write a line, you sit down, you come back, you get up, you stretch, you go for some coffee, you put in another paragraph. We gotta be effective, impactful, intentional. I admit I was in a lot of things. But I wasn't. When I look back, I see, I can show you the certificate of participation. So many things. Was I effective? That is what I want to be. Second term as a member of parliament, I want to be effective, impactful. That's what I want. Don't be a star boy or a star girl or a star anything, a star apple, right? I want to be any of that. I want to be effective. That's why I tell people. Young people always ask, and people always get thrown, taken aback. Oh, everybody knows you and you're popular. No, don't bother with that. Don't chase them. If you chase that, you got your reward already. If you chase, I always tell young people, if you chase popularity, you done get your reward already. If you find something that you're passionate about, you find something you could sink your teeth into, right? Everything else is going to follow. Everything else is going to follow. You got thing to worry about. And that's where we are. Right? That's where we are. Find something you're passionate about. Don't worry the popularity in that. It's thin line say, people don't understand that. See, I'm talking to y'all here. Every day we do this program. As I give you folks information, don't run through my head. Slander and liable, this and that. The fine line you walk. We were passing, my wife and I, a social media influencer's house. And my wife says, I see auntie a little while since the lawsuit was brought against her and she got paid millions. I see she a little while on here. That's why I'm so thankful for that law degree that I earned. I didn't buy it. That law degree. Because as I go through, all that's in my mind is slander, libel, it's fact, fiction, this, sensationalism, propaganda, what is it? Right? Somebody dig a 60 million in you. That can take you off here, That take you off here. I was telling my wife, I was so concerned when the gentleman from GCOM brought a court matter against me. I thought it was slander. I thought it was libel because I had the information. When we said what we said. The man, no, it wasn't that. He said he felt offended. I call you a trench crapo. He alleged. I call him a trench crapo on the Jagaban. That was the allegation. Yeah, I thought it was a lawsuit coming for slander or libel or something like that. But alas, that was not the case. Right? So 5 years, that's the point I'm making. 5 years we out here and walking a fine line. Walking a fine line because them boys want you off here. That's really the intention. They ain't like nobody out here but themselves. They ain't like nobody out here but themselves. But it is what it is. Right? Naomi know the whole story top to bottom. Naomi know the whole story top to bottom. I've seen a lot of people like that. Right? They had a young man we were very kind to. Right? I remember he ran with us in local government and then he launched an attack against me out of no place. Said a lot of nasty things about me. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. And then the people locked you up 2 times because he was warring against them. He used to sell juice or something like that. He's warring against them as well. Before he launched his attack against me, I told him, I said, you got to be very careful. Very, very careful in this business here. I know you got the passion and so on, but if you can't prove something, don't want nobody tell you. If you got the facts yourself, because some people can tell you, I went and I see, but they didn't any court. People tell us a lot of things and they get vexed when we don't fling it all out there. But if we can't verify independently, yeah, I went there. And then when you drill down, it's not I really went, it's my cousin, she friend Sandra. And Sandra's cousin, sister, nephew, he went at the time and he did see. So it's true. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Some things I see in the comment, I can't even repeat it because it's slanderous, libelous, walking a fine line. So I tell the people, like the fella 2 or 3 times. I ain't hear from him in about 3 years now. I ain't seen back in about 3 years. You see? People think it's easy. He used to sell juice or something like that. And I see the man, and then you think, man, I said buying a big SUV, and I buy it. I see the buying. I buy the one that Irfan did driving before 2020 election. I buy a Raptor. You know, juice man, if you want Raptor, take Raptor, juice man. You know, take Raptor. I ain't seen back in 3 years, right? Two cord matter the Guinea sir. That was it. Take he off here. But I hope our auntie is well. Hope auntie well. I ain't slighting nobody. I'm just making an observation. If you don't have your head on in this business, every day them boys watch. Every day them boys watch and they make notes. And they're looking to see. You get caught in the slips, you're gone, you know. You're gone. That being said, I see Anil say he wants you 4 million from Ford Ghana movement. Y'all said that? Is Anil trying to take them off the board, you know? Is Anil trying to take them off the board? But I know they can pull that together. Anil must be done watching Manzikar, so I can make sure walk to Parliament. Right? Remember 4 million? Remember they brought that case and their boy at the time, there was Chief Justice acting, Devendra Singh. Right? When he awarded damages and so on. $4 million. You see, he wanted by the I think sometime in he wanted money for Christmas. Can't remember the exact date. I can't remember the exact date, but he said he wanted the money for Christmas. Soon you get him by the edge. Soon as you put up your chin, so they go with you. So I'm thankful. We've done 5 years. They've tried with us a couple of times. 5 years we've done. And here we are. Here we are together. In addition to wanting his $4 million, I see them trying to knock out the petition. Ford Ghana movement brought a petition. Right? I work with petitions so much these days. So don't ask me what it's about because I didn't read it. Don't ask me what the petition is about, but it's concerning the last general and regional elections. As long as you get some actors in the judiciary, you can get a certain outcome. And so I didn't bother with petition this time around, but they sent in a petition, an elections petition. Right? And he's trying to knock that out. Now, my thing is this. Right? My thing is this, Deborah and Sandra. If this election was above board, everything went well, why you got to try to knock out the petition? On some technicality. Well, you want the box open back. You want all the votes come back. We won't want any of that now, would we? Right. So go after man's car and your lipstick and so on to get your $4 million. Right? And you're trying to knock out this petition now, and maybe it's another $4 million you're looking for, or 10 million. I don't know. I know we get damages a case like this in the public interest. Right? But the point I'm making is, as soon as you put up your chin, them boys ready to knock you out. Ready to knock you out. So we got to be careful. I'm just happy to still be here, Janice and Homie. And those are some of the things that are occurring currently, folks. You know what else is happening? I thought I'd bring you in very softly this morning. You know, don't just walk and die. Please, my Guyanese brothers and sisters, don't just work and die. Some of us eat, sleep, and breathe the politics. Right? Find some other pursuits in between that. Find some other pursuits. Please. You know, I was buying something to eat at Tropical Delight in Linden. Is it 4 corners, 5 corners? Where was the junction there, man? In Linden. And some folks came up and they were chatting me up and so on. And they said to me, a lovely Indian family. They said that they were visiting Linden for the first time. And I love that. They were sightseeing. They were so excited, man. You should see, you could have seen how bright their eyes were and so on. You know, being in Linden for the first time. All right. You went to Linden? We're in this country. We're in Guyana. People would be surprised you've never gone. This 5 years here, I am being intentional. Right? I gotta carry the old girl out more. I'm being intentional. We gonna work hard, but in between we can find some time for each other, some rest and relaxation and recuperation. We can't drive the car in fifth gear all the time. Where people be surprised you've never gone before in this country. Naomi says I went to Linden once in my life. Once in my life, I went to Linden. Where would people be surprised you've never been to in this country? I went to Linden once in my life. You gotta go again, Naomi. You gotta go again. Don't let time pass and you visit Linden. There's so much to see in this country. You see that hinterland? A little expensive to go, but by God, right? Sandra says shared work and travel. I love that. Right? Margaret said I went to the West Bank. Where people be surprised you've never been in this country before. Right? I was so sad when my grandfather died. Right? When my grandfather died, Thomas TR, Mr. Johnson. When he died, he's from Berbice. Right? He's from Berbice. Now, this was not my paternal, whatever grandfather. It's not my real grandfather, but it's my grandfather. You understand? You understand? And I am a little sensitive about these matters, but family matters. I was so sad that he was from Berbice, and he had not gone home. He had not gone to Berbice in about 20 years. Right? And y'all know y'all got this thing when you die, you gotta go back to Berbice, or people be surprised that Frida never been to Essequibo. You never been to Essequibo? Felicia says I never went to Linden, Essequibo, and Berbice. What? Felicia Bradford said I never went to Linden, Essequibo, or Berbice. Mandy Cummins says I never went to Bartica. Wow. Whoa. Some of y'all know y'all label. Never went Bartica. Right? Y'all gotta visit, man. You gotta visit. Right? I know. Listen, as you get older, where you suffer from? Joyce says I've never been to quarantine. What? Joyce, you've never been on the quarantine. Ganesh Maipal said never been Pradoville. Ganesh Maipal said I've never been Pradoville. It's too wee. It's too wee. I may or may not have had a drone over Pradoville. I can't remember. I may or may not have. Right? Sandra said I still need to visit Region 1, 8, and 9. And Sandra's sister lives in Region 9. No, Region 1. Yeah. Sandra's sister lives in Region 1. Right? She said I still need to see Region 1. He didn't go back home in 20 years. And I remember the day of his interment, his sister came in the church. Probably didn't see his sister in 20 years too. I can't remember. I don't know that part so well. I know he hadn't gone back home to Berbice in 20 years. He lived in town. Right? And I remember his sister came into church. I remember it was like yesterday. His sister Myrtle came into church and she passed her hand across the casket and she hit it several times like this. She said, "Oh, boy, you come home." She hit it several times like that. She said, "You come home." Yeah. I'm different. I ain't care if you bury me in Linden, but some people want to go home. You gotta go home. You gotta bury home. Right? Well, I want to be cremated. That's another story. It's not a story. You see us keep them burial grounds here. You want to go like that for eternity. No. You're gonna burn me. Find a love. We got some lovely rivers in the hinterland. Don't tell my wife which one. I go before you. Don't put me down with the flood in me. You know, you go in Laplantier. There's bun Laplantier, right? The bush grow high enough. They even chop it. They burn it down. They burn the bush. Right? Sometimes they come and they sprinkle little chemicals. Sometimes the whole place flood. You see how many times you can die there? you die many times when they put you down by Le Roupantier. Or them other grounds in this burial grounds in this country. The burn you, the flood you, the drunk you. No. I will not have it. I will not. Burn me once and then you find a lovely river. You know, a lovely river. Right? Yes. Let the old boy go. No big fanfare. You know? I like how the British do it. This long funeral thing and bab and repast and for no. The king is dead, long live the king. Next. Moving on. Never went Bartica. Orwin never went Essequibo. Folks, my God. But Orwin there she then Canada, she then what do you call it? New Jersey, all over New Jersey, but he never been Essequibo. We gotta get tour. We gotta get tour your own country. We got some lovely places here, folks. See. You know, see your country. I jump at the opportunity. If you pay for it, I gone even faster. I gone even faster. Rupununi Rodeo. See the long segue. Rupununi Rodeo. Rupununi's Ranchers Rodeo. 2026. Them boys lunch. When we see these things, I file away. And this year, going forward, more than you see the one with the Viking, right? That what do you call it? What bikes are those? The ATVs. We saw that flitting by on social media. We filed it away and said, wife, we got to try this. And then the anniversary came. Sorry, this is the day. This is the weekend. We go in ATV riding. And it's a lovely ride. Right? I think we paid $20,000 each. I got the money's worth. It is a long ride into the savannas of the Linden Soos Lake Highway. A long, beautiful ride. You know, and if you can ride, I mean, these things are automatic. You got to change gear and all with your foot and clutch in and clutch out and all that stuff. You know, the accelerator, the ride by your thumb. You know, you press that and you're gone forward. Four wheels. If you got 4 wheels and you falling down, you got some problems. A long, beautiful ride into the savannah. We had such fun with the other folks who were on that savannah tour with us. You know, so when we see things flying by, you know, you can't say when you get rich, when you get your Lambo, you can't carry a Lambo in them places anyhow. So, you know, while you still get your flambeau, you put aside a little something. You know, I saw a 4-day Rupununi tour. It's not too expensive. They drive you from Georgetown, and you get lots of stops along the way. And then when you get to Region 9, they take you to some fall here and this and so. It's not too expensive. I in that one, you know. Let us make a pact this morning as a family. Let us make a pact this morning. We can just walk and dead. Send me the photographs too. Right? It have to be a big fancy thing. I mean, if you got your France money and so on, you know, you got your Netherlands money, Europe. I got some of them places on my bucket list. Right? I want to go back to some places. Been to Colombia. I've been to Mexico, thanks to the government. I would like to go back, get a little more times. You see, oh my God. Latin America, the Spanish girls, My God, I want to go back to Cartagena. I want to go back to Mexico City. And they got other places in the world. You understand me? We ain't gonna just walk and dead. Please and thank you. The launching thing, right? It's launching, launching. This is from April 3rd of next year to the 5th. Triple rodeo ground in Letem. Just on the outskirts. It's not far. It's not far. Walking distance from the hotels, the main hotels there in Letem. Rodeo coming up. Plane, flight, a bus ride, and you there. You know. Such fond memories. I want to go back. I was talking with some friends I met in Parimo and Camarang the other day. I said, take me back. I got one particular friend, I see his photographs all the time. He's posting his photograph of these savannas and rivers and trees and so on. So, my God, that's my jam right there. You know, this asphalt and concrete confuses me. Give me the little bush, the little tree. It's my heritage, you see. Heritage, every day is heritage. Let me make the pack. We ain't gonna just walk and dead, please. Karen says, let him is beautiful. Correct, Karen. Correct. Please and thank you. So beautiful. Mandy and so on. You know, y'all visit some places in your country. Please and thank you. So this is coming up next year, but the people launch it already. So you could plan. Is that the only thing? So many things happening in this country where tourism is concerned. You know, private people. Lovely. We landed in Anai. I think it was Anai. Yes, landed in Anai. Caucasian fella. He greeted us in the airport. I thought initially he was flying back to somewhere. He has a guest house. Nice establishment there. He's from Sweden or France or someplace. He came here, fell in love with the place. He buy a piece of property and he managed a guest house there. And you can't even see your own country. People coming from build guest house there and so you can't even go see your country. Not a bit of it. Please and thank you. Not a bit of it. So I thought I'd start you all like, oh God. I tell you, I ain't want to talk about this matter. This is the O.J. Simpson trial of our generation. Right? Of our generation. You know, this is going to last about 30 years, huh? 13, 14 years from now. Right? We still talking who paying, the government should pay and all this. Anil says, and I saw a lot of people have commented that the practice is that the government, right, wherever the person being extradited from, the government, they pay the cost. You see, they pay the cost. I just want to tell y'all, we had some people, one of them just went in the thing there, Ganesh Mahipal. You ain't got to worry about indictment. How was that, Ganesh? You ain't got to worry about sanctions. Right? You ain't got to worry about Lambo, Flambo. What you see is what you get. Right? Look at me now. Look at us. Every minute we spend on these issues is a minute we're looking after the people of this country that really and truly deserves our attention. Really and truly. You see, we should be fighting for cash grants for them that are structured. As we like to say, cash transfer. Right? We gotta win our people have this cash grant trap. It's a mental trap we're falling into. You know? Give our people a standard of living where they don't need a cash grant. Right? You don't sit down waiting on that to have an enjoyable Christmas because this salary, you see, it's substantive. The cost of living is held at bay. My God, I never thought I'd see it. As the more oil we pump, it's the cost of living will go up. The more we pump, the more the cost of living will go up. That's an anomaly. That's an anomaly. But maybe all this is just distraction from the real problems. So you don't focus on what your real problems are and cuss them out on it. Use them out on it. But right now we focus on rich people problems. Huh? Poor people ain't got the means to do things that get them extradited and sanctioned. You see? I wish we could spend some time looking at the issues of the people of this country. Right? Then we want to know when will the future opposition leader have a press conference and brief the nation. Yeah. Don't hold your breath for that. Don't hold your breath for that. That's something else. The election was September 1. September 1 was the election. Right? Don't hold your breath. If it happened in September 1 to November, what? Is how many months? To November 13th. Don't hold your breath for that. It's a different kind of leadership. Different kind of leadership. So the AGs, so this is how it's always done. You see? It's how it's always done. The government of the day pays the money, you see. Queen's Council, King's Council. What's the 70,000 US a month? Small change, man. Don't be bad with that. You see? Right. Them men don't get their cash grant, you know. When you get in your own. The lawyers don't get their cash transfer. When you get in your own. Right? Then I see the DPP. The DPP has dropped this matter. And folks saying, my God. It was just a witch hunt. There was no veracity to the charges in the first place. Tax evasion and this and that and Lambo and Flambeau. You see, they dropped the case. There was nothing here to see in the first place. And then they say they facilitating the extradition because if you got pending court matters, the country in those court matters take precedent. If you got pending matters. So all your sins at home being forgiven. Or at least held in abeyance. Because if the extradition don't work out, you could bring it back. They're being held in abeyance. They're not being extinguished. If they're withdrawn, they can be reinstituted. You see? So the Director of Public Prosecution, they've discontinued tax evasion charges against businessman Asruddin Mohammed and whatever it is. Yeah. They said it's the focus on the U.S. extradition request. Of course, the charges related to the alleged undervaluation of a luxury vehicle and the evasion of customs duties. I saw Mr. Mohammed in a video statement last evening. He said, Jack, do you know who facilitated the importation of the vehicle? Well, we all know it's who. Thanks to WhatsApp messages. We all know it's who. You see? We all know it's who. But I see the Mohammeds are maintaining there is no veracity to these charges for tax evasion and luxury vehicle and the valuation, all of that. From the inception. From the inception. So we're watching it too. I pointed out recently, this whole issue of our data. You know, they're doing the EID cards now. Forcing public servants. They want your bank statement to get this EID card, you know. That you didn't ask for. Right? They gotta get birth certificate, wedding certificate, your parents, this, that. The only thing they didn't ask is a blood sample. The only thing they didn't ask is a stool sample. You see? They want here follicle and DNA and it's the language of these circulars going around to this ministry. Be there. Be there. And we got a data protection act that is yet to be activated. And part of my concern with this is, you all remember when they asked all that data for cash grant? And then election time, somebody calling you, asking you if you vote in PPP, and telling you don't vote up, no, them is no good and this and that and so on. Vote PPP. You remember that? That is because we surrendered our data. That's what we did. We can't do it the same way again. We can't do the same way again. Now there's legislation that was passed, yet to be activated. Yet to be activated, because they know what they're doing. They know the misuse of it would lead to some of them paying some hefty fines and serving some jail time. So they hold it in abeyance until they finish the mischief. It's the same reason why the Petroleum Commission has not been activated. Vikram said if we activate it, it's going to slow down the pace of the work. The body that should be supervising the sector, right? Holding the sector accountable. Vikram said if we activate it, it's going to slow it down. Still get you work. So some mischief they'd be otherwise caught in the slips with. They're doing. And we know what it is already. Right? They want to give themselves a competitive edge. So they call you. I'm calling from Freedom House. We're sharing some cash grant. Who you vote for? Who you vote for? Right? This is a new frontier data. That is a new frontier. It's not necessarily gold and diamond and bauxite. Information. Information. Right? You think the aisle out there just waiting for you to pick it up? You got to get the knowledge. You got to get a certain data set to build the drill and the this and the that and the cap and stack and the to get to the thing. That's the currency. That's the currency there. Data. And so them guys now going to track you. They know your name, your phone number. They look you up on Facebook, what you've been reading, your this, your that. Right. Now, if you know the thing how to go a certain way, why you carrying it that way? Why you carrying it that way? You know your own story. Why is that? You gotta watch them. So that's one of the things we wanted to point out. It's one of the issues you'll see a lot of attention being paid on going forward. A lot of attention. We gotta keep our eyes on them. We gotta keep our eyes on them. Data. Data. You see? Data. They want to activate the legislation because it might lead to some of them getting some ankle bracelets. I see that they're debuting these ankle bracelets. Some of them got to get fitted because they're involved in so much. It's called duggery. We saw the Ghana Prison Service testing these tamper-resistant electronic ankle bracelets. So they're going to be monitoring their inmates with. Right? Here's some wonky stuff now. They said the device communicates with base stations to track movements and alert authorities if tampered with. So I don't know if they can be using these guys as couriers. Go by, let's check it and come back, man. Because they got the bracelet, you see? You know where they're there at all times. Run by Wendy's and give me a 2-piece. Some Something like that. God forbid, Juliet. Something like that. You see? God forbid. Right? Bracelets. I don't know. It's a trial. Some of them better get fitted one time. Some of them better get fitted. Right? One time. Be fitted. Bracelets. Folks, let's leave it there this morning. Please and thank you. Look out for the press conference out of the Partnership for National Unity, People's National Congress Reform. It's coming up at 11 o'clock. Look out for that. Then we got some wonderful presenters that are going to be on the Garnish. Dr. Campbell and some others will be on the panel today with statements and fielding questions. Look out for that at the top of the hour. We're just after 10 here. Look out for that at 11 o'clock. And let us leave it there. Let us leave it there so we can lend some energies to help our colleagues prepare. We're going to leave it there. Smash that emoji button before you go, folks. We are 5 today. We're 5 today. And if you see that link, that stripe link, flying by you, right? Don't duck. Move out the way. Help us to keep moving forward. Right? Don't think if you send a $5 or so, we're going to look down on you. Right? We didn't have $5 before. Look at it from that way. And we're grateful. Thank you guys for being here with us. Please and thank you. Thank you guys so much over the last 5. We're looking forward to the next 5. We're looking forward to the next 5. Please and thank you. And the little cold coffee. We're going to see you guys on the next one. Stay safe. That's our time this morning. Good folks. That's our broadcast. Brenda, Diane, and Wernell, and all the other folks joining us this morning. Right? Will, Chris, Dawson, and Deborah, and Jelly, and Jill, Jean, all the other folks. Have a fantastic day and stay safe. Have a great day. Let me take off one of the audio so we don't, so that we're having some feedback. You know, do it from this end. Yeah, that's a 10. That's a program.